Hey guys, before we jump into today's video topic, I would like to encourage everyone to become a city official of Titantown by joining Titantown on Patreon. Not only will you be helping the channel, but you'll also be helping yourself as you'll be entered in monthly raffles for Titan stuff. You'll also get a shout out at the end of every video, and you'll get to see all of my videos a day early. So you can also hit me up on there if there's a certain video topic you want me to cover, and I will, and I'll get you featured and shout out on that video. We're in the process of launching a website among other things, and that is not cheap. So I wanted to help you help me. So hopefully you guys will do it. The link for that will be in the description box below, as well as the link to the Facebook page. And let's go ahead and jump into today's video topic, guys. Thanks for watching.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Titantown. Today I'm going to be talking about how the Tennessee Titans should attack this draft, or more specifically, how I would attack the draft if I was the one calling the shots and making the picks. I actually did an article a few days ago for our website that we're getting ready to launch. We got some stuff on there. We're trying to get it. It hasn't actually launched yet, but I can put stuff on there and share it out. You just probably couldn't find it web search, and we're trying to get everything organized, get ourselves a domain, and get everything set up before we officially launch it. But I've posted an article on there. I did some research. I did some digging about who the Titans are showing interest in for this draft. I got a list of about 30, 40, 45 people of who the Titans have talked to, whether it be the combine, sending scouts out to give them a workout at their facility, sending them private invites to the Titans facility, talk to them at the Senior Bowl, just whatever. So you can check that article out. It'll be in the description box below. But this is how I would attack this draft class if I was the one calling the shots, making the picks. In round one, I'm going to have to get one of the top three defensive tackles, whether it be Deron Payne, Vita Vea, or Taven Bryan. Even if I have to trade up a couple of spots to get one, if they start flying off the board, I'm going to have to go up and get one, especially if I can just give up my first round pick and one of my two later picks or a later pick next year or something of that sort. We got to make sure we keep our second round pick because the second and third round are going to be pivotal spots in this draft where things could really change. A lot can be determined for the 2018 season and the futures ahead in those two rounds. But let me talk about these defensive tackles a little bit, and then we'll move on to the second and third rounds, and the fourth and the fifth. But in the first round, like I said, I got to get one of those top three defensive tackles. I love them all, and I love them all for different reasons. Deron Payne is my top rated guy. Him and Vita Vea are pretty similar. I think Deron Payne is a little bit bigger and a little bit more athletic, while Vita Vea is a little more consistent and has more production throughout his college career than what Deron Payne has. I feel like both of those guys could play on the end across from Casey or at nose tackle. So they're a little more versatile than Taven Bryan. As for Taven Bryan, he's a little bit different than these two guys. He's more of a pass rushing defensive tackle. He's a little bit smaller than them, at least his body typing is. Very violent. He has very violent hands. He's very quick off the line. I would put him at the three tech across from Casey, or even in those packages where we play in a 4-3. I would even put him at defensive end and bring Morgan down on the line as well. So there's different ways you could use different all these guys, and the Titans could have a spot and could find a use for each one. If you was to pick Deron Payne or Via Vea, they could play at that nose tackle position, or you could move Daquan Jones into the nose tackle position and then put one of these guys out on the three tech position. So that gives a lot of scheme versatility. Like Mike Vrabel talked, he wanted front multiplicity. That's something that's going to be important to him. But I've got to get one of these top three defensive tackles because we need depth there. We need more talent there, and that's something the Titans are really lacking. And after those top three guys, there's kind of a big drop off on talent. So I got to make sure that I get one of these top three guys in this draft. And by the way, on my article that I was just telling you about, I've learned since I've wrote that. I wrote that, I think it was today is Saturday. I think I wrote it. It was either Wednesday or Thursday, but I just got word yesterday that the Titans are going to plan some sort of meeting with Arden Key. I wasn't expecting the Titans to show much interest in him since word come out that he's not for sure that football is what he wants to do, but the Titans are going to meet with him in some shape or form. I'm not sure if they're going to go out to LSU, send scouts out there to do a workout, or if they're going to let him be one of their 30 out-of-state invites. So I'm not really sure about that. I'll let you know more when I find out more. But if the Titans feel comfortable that he's willing to commit to football and he's decided that this is what he wants to do and he's going to give his 100% and he's there at 25, that could be a real steal in the draft, kind of like when the Titans got Javon Kearse. I think they drafted him. It was either 14, 15, or 16, but he just kind of fell to our laps, and he's known as the freak. He ran 4.3, so that could be that type of get if he's there at 25. But moving on to round two. In round two, this is where we're going to take our edge rusher because there's going to be a lot. There's a lot projected to go in round two, and I don't see them going in the first round, mostly because there's going to be a lot of quarterbacks to go in the first round. You're going to have a running back or possibly two, possibly three go in the first round. You're going to have some offensive linemen and some defensive backs go in the first round. So some of these guys are going to slide back. One of them would be Sam Hubbard. I don't expect him to be there at 57 when the Titans pick in round two, but again, it is possible that he does slide back. He's 6'5", beast of a man. He's been very productive there at Ohio State, which is Mike Vrabel's alma mater. So possibly look at him in round two. It's got to be an edge rusher. Shaquem Griffin, the guy with a disability, he's only got one hand because of I think he was in a car wreck when he was a kid or something or another. But he was born with it, but something happened and he had to have it taken off. I can't remember exactly what it is. I got a terrible memory, guys, so forgive me for that. But a lot of people are high on him. I think some of that is because of the disability, but he's just a guy that you really want to root for, and I really want to root for him too. His brother plays over there with the Seattle Seahawks. He's an edge rusher, and he ran a 4.3, kind of like Javon Kearse, but he's not got that size like Javon Kearse has. He could possibly fit in like a hybrid safety type of role. He's good in coverage. He's quick coming off the edge. He's solid against the run, so he would be a good pickup. The next one would be Agbani Okoronkwo, and I hope I'm saying that correctly, out of Oklahoma. He plays there, Baker Mayfield and Mark Andrews. He'll probably be there in the second round. He might not be there when the Titans pick because they are picking later in this draft, but he could possibly be there. He would be a solid get. He's quick off the edge, pretty solid against the run. I'd like to see him do some more things in coverage on his tape. I didn't see much of that, but overall, he's a solid front seven member. And my personal favorite, who I hope they get in round two, if he's there, I probably wouldn't even mind if they picked him in round one too bad, and that is Uchenna Nwasu out of USC. Now he's kind of got a different body type than the rest of these guys. He's kind of got that more traditional body type, which makes me think he could be our version of Whitney Merciless there in Houston, the team that Mike Vrabel was the defensive coordinator at. So I feel like that would be a good get. He's solid against the run, great coming off the edge, and he does some good things in coverage as well. This guy is insanely athletic. I watched some film on him and I really fell in love with him. This guy, he bats down every pass that's thrown that they try to throw over his head. He gets up, gets his hands up, bats it down, jumps really high. He's really quick. He's at full speed as soon as the ball's hiked. So I really like Uchenna Nwasu. So we got to make sure, even if we trade up, that we keep our second round pick. So we can't go up too far. Like I said, in round one, we can make do with any of the top three defensive tackles in this class. So hopefully one falls to us. If not, we won't have to trade up too far to get one. But we got to keep our second round pick. In round three, this is where things get a little bit tricky. I will say this: if Nick Chubb is still there in round three, just go up there and take him, no questions asked. I figure he'll probably go somewhere in the middle of the second round. But if he's still there in round three, or he'll probably go in early round three if he don't go mid second to early three is when he's going to go. But if he's still there, run up there and get him. If not, you can look at a couple of different positions. I'm going to say most likely wide receiver, but you could also look at safety and you could also look at cornerback. We need depth at all three of those positions. So I'm just going to say most likely would be a best player available type of situation. If you look at wide receiver, James Washington from Oklahoma State might be there. You could go get him. Sammy Cobbs could be there, who's a very big wide receiver. He's got some athleticism to him. You could look at someone like, moving on to the safeties, you could look at someone like uh, Deshaun Elliott out of Texas. You can look at Terrell Edmonds out of Virginia Tech, who's a very big safety. He's 6'2", 220 pounds, kind of like Brendan Trawick, who we got picked up for safe or special teams. Cornerback, you can look at someone like Kevin Tulliver, several other guys. I can't think right off the top of my head. This is a non-scripted video. I'm just sitting here talking to you off the top of my head, kind of a fan talking to another fan, just a little discussion. And I want to know you guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. Let me know how you think they ought to attack the draft. Let me know what positions you value and where you would value them at. In round 4, like I said, you can pick any of the other 2 positions that you didn't pick in round 3. You could go that route. You could go running back with someone like John Kelly out of Tennessee. And you could look at someone like Bo Scarsborough out of Alabama. You could look at some of the guys that was at the Senior Bowl. You could also possibly even look at a quarterback here if there's one that you like in the mid rounds. There's some that could definitely fall in the mid rounds. Or you could even look at an inside linebacker here. There's a few inside linebackers that I like that are going to be later rounds, so we're not going to worry about them. Someone who would probably go right around where we're going to pick here would be Josie Jewell. He's another guy that a lot of people love to root for, and I really did some digging into him because I really like to root for him. He doesn't have that size that you're looking for. He's a pretty small guy, not very athletic, but he's very smart. He's a very smart football player, and you can just tell every play. He just gives so much effort, plays with so much heart. So, really rooting for Josie Jewell. Riley Ferguson could be a guy that you look at there in round 4, even though he's projected to go anywhere from 4 to undrafted. So, I really like Riley Ferguson too. There's a lot of things. I see a lot of similarities in his game as I do to Mariota. Riley Ferguson, like Mariota, he has the ability to run, but he doesn't look for the run. He never runs until the play breaks down, and that's the only choice he has. But he can make all the throws in the NFL, and that's something that a lot of college quarterbacks struggle at. I've seen him throw them out routes. I've seen him throw them drag routes to let his guy get down. The thing he needs to do is he needs to gain some weight, and he needs to be better under pressure. If he gets pressured, he gets pressured into making bad decisions. You've seen that in their bowl game against UCF, to where he threw the interception there at the very end that cost them the game. They were trying to go in for the go-ahead touchdown to push it into overtime or another overtime or something like that. That was a very fun football game. I actually posted on Twitter that that was the game of the year. I really enjoyed that game. Moving on to round 5. This is the round that I would look for an inside linebacker. Last time we took an inside linebacker in round 5, it turned out pretty good for us. We got Avery Williamson, who is absolute beast against the run. He was terrible in coverage, but an absolute beast against the run. You go look at someone like Akeem Victor or Azim Victor out of Washington. You could look at someone like Kendall Joseph out of Clemson. Both these guys are projected to go in this round. You could look at a cornerback, someone like Kevin Tulliver, if he's still there on the board. The thing I really like about these 2 inside linebackers, they kind of got a similar game. Both of them are at full speed as soon as you say go. I mean, they're just flying all over the football field. Something that I really like to see out of them. Really like that type of player. You get your Uchenna Nwasu in round 2, then you get one of these guys who are both, just like lightning bolts there at your linebacker position. Azim Victor plays a little bit more aggressive, whereas Kendall Joseph is a little more versatile, who can play inside or outside. Kevin Tulliver is a big cornerback. You could think of LaShawn Sims, but maybe just a touch more athletic than what LaShawn is. And then in round 6, I would either go ahead and add some more defensive tackle depth, go someone who is low risk, high reward. Anybody you get in round 6 is going to be low risk. So get somebody with a lot of upside in round 4 or round 6. I'm sorry. Or you could possibly look at and do the same thing with a outside edge rusher. Um, Go after and get somebody that's got a lot of upside, or you could pick a wide receiver or a cornerback who's got a lot of speed to them and really boost your team. But like I said before, guys, I want to hear your guys' thoughts, your guys' opinion. How do you think the Titans should attack this draft? Leave me a comment. Let me know. Check out the links in the description box. There's some good stuff there. You can become a Patreon, get lots of special treatment while helping us grow the channel and grow the website, things like that. Like the Facebook page. Check out the articles I've written. So, anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. God bless and tighten up.
This